Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of SportsPoint brought to you by Pointer Studios. I am Jacob Spoerl, your host, and here to my right is the return of Brett McNamara and new production manager Liam Sheen in the house, straight in the fishbowl. Oh my goodness, it's been a long summer, but we're finally back. First episode of SportsPoint. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be here. Brett, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, Jacob. We came in here and I was pumped. I was screaming and yelling. I'm like, we're back, baby.
We're back.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. I am so excited. We got some new things cooking up in the set for now. We got more stuff coming up, but do you have a good summer?
I had a great summer. Lots of action-packed sports stuff happened, including a few trades and some signings.
Oh, yeah, there's some stuff in the professional world. We got a lot to talk about today. Thank you for joining us. Let's get it started off. We usually start off the show after a quick little intro with the Crowning Champion segment where we highlight one specific player or performance in the sports world for the previous week. So, my crowning champion for this week is K9, Keyshawn Nixon, corner for the Green Bay Packers. He had 5 PBUs this past Thursday night against the Washington Commanders. I was at that game. It was a phenomenal atmosphere. But that was the first time a player has had 5 PBUs in a game since 2023. So for people saying Keyshawn isn't going to be corner one, I mean, the rest of his defense helping him out. But he did have a phenomenal game. Very happy for him. Brett, who's your crowning champion for this week?
Before I get into that, I just would like to apologize to Keyshawn Nixon.
Same.
Coming into the season, even before the game started on Thursday, I go to my roommate. I said, I hate Keyshawn Nixon.
Whoa.
I think
we don't advocate.
We don't have hate. I dislike Keyshawn Nixon.
Okay.
Because I feel like going into the offseason, especially with the playoff loss to the Eagles, he was like, I don't really want to do kick returns anymore. I think I'm the cornerback one of this team with Jair still on the roster. And I'm like, okay, buddy, sure. Okay, whatever you say. And then the ego just kind of got to him. But this game, I'm going to be honest, it shut me up. So thank you, Keyshawn Nixon, for being
a great haters. Good job.
Shut up the haters, including me. So I apologize. Keep on doing what you're doing, buddy. Going into my crowning champion, I got Parker Romo, the kicker for the Atlanta Falcons. He had a perfect debut going 5 for 5 with 1 extra point with a long of 54. Going into the week, the Falcons were like, we don't really like what's going on with Young Wei Koo anymore. So they benched him, brought up Romo, and he stepped in and helped the Falcons beat the Vikings last night with 15 out of the 22 points they scored coming from Romo's leg. So yeah, pretty good job there.
He did awesome. That was the battle of mid, but he helped defeat our rival, the Minnesota Vikings. So awesome. Thank you for that segment. Before we move into the next one, Brett, I'm noticing you're repping the Louisville Lamar Jackson jersey.
Obviously.
It's pretty fire.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, we're both repping 8.
I didn't even notice that. What?
Josh Jacobs over here.
Courtesy of my parents. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for getting me this jersey. Undefeated. 1-0 in this jersey.
What's going on? My dad got my jersey for me, so shout out to my dad too. I
guess. There we go.
Shout out to our parents. Yes.
Awesome. All right, that'll move us into the 3-point Tri-Campus Roundup, brought to you by Point Brewery. And yes, Point Brewery sponsors not only the show, but specifically this segment because we got a new flavor of the month. Point Premium Root Beer. I'm excited. Are you excited? Can you reach across?
Of course I can reach across.
My goodness. Hold on.
You know how much I've missed Point Root Beer and just Point Brewery in general?
Flash it out of. All right, we got to pop it. 3, 2, 1. 3. Oh.
I thought you were like 3, 2, 1.
I know. I
said
was like 3, 2, 1. I didn't explain it, but.
That was a good pop, though.
Oh. Mine had a little spurt. Oh, smoke.
Smell test. Very rich. Smooth.
Ooh. Speaking of rich, I don't know if that's actually one of the adjectives used in here, but Point Premium Root Beer is made with 100% real sugar. It's handcrafted in small batches with the purest water, genuine Wisconsin honey, and all-natural vanilla. This gold medal winning recipe is refreshingly delicious, rich, there it is, creamy, and caffeine-free, giving it a time-honored traditional draft root beer taste.
Very good. Not as good as Concord Grape in my opinion, but I'm going to be honest. There has not been one Point Brewery that I've not liked.
That you haven't liked? Yeah,
They're all really good.
Very much glad to start off the year with some nice classic root beer. So I'll start off the campus team I'm going to be talking about is the UWSP football team. The past 2 weeks, we've covered their games in the booth, doing it for 90 in Pointer Studios. If you want to see any more games, they'll be on the UWSP Athletics page. They'll be on the YHAC network as well. And these are all the home games, by the way, for Point, and also on 90 FM, so shout out to 90. But I'm going to talk about the team specifically. They're 2-0. Their first 2-0 start since 2021. I was a senior in high school. So that's pretty awesome. I mentioned it. They beat Albion the week 1, the home opener, the Spud Bowl, and this previous weekend during the Pink Game for charity, and they also raised a ton of money. That was awesome. They now, over the total of doing it for the last 15 years, they've raised over $700,000. So that's awesome. But they beat St. Norbert, the Green Knights, out of De Pere, Wisconsin, and it's looking pretty promising so far. Paul Morris leads the team with 23 tackles, and Bryson Cashin,
Oh my goodness.
senior season, the hometown hero out of Plover, Wisconsin, had a kick return touchdown to the house. He had almost 200 return yards in the first half this past weekend. So he's been having a phenomenal senior campaign. And then, do you have any comments about football?
Yeah, so I was talking with defensive back Anthony Richardson, the defensive back of the Pointers.
Yes,
and I was talking to him about not the quarterback from the Indianapolis Colts. But yeah, I was talking to him about Bryson Cash, and I was like, dang, dude, this guy is playing very well this season. Mm-hmm. And we knew he was a good football player. Yeah. Going into the season, he had that injury last year.
Yeah, he missed a lot of time.
So he missed a lot of time, and he really never got going, which is understandable. This year, though, it's like all that juice that he would have had last year, it's like times 2 this year. Yeah. And he was saying that
times 2.
Bryson doesn't even talk about football that much. You'd think as a guy, is he a 5th year or 4th year senior?
I believe
one of the two. Yeah,
I'm not sure.
He just doesn't really he's got the love for it, but apparently he's into fishing and all that. So
like a cowboy coop.
Exactly, like a cowboy coop. But yeah, no, Bryson Cashin, what a game. 180 kick return yards and a touchdown, and then he got robbed of one the week prior. So
oh my gosh, I know.
Kick returner. And the funny thing is that he plays good on offense and as a kick return specialist. Yeah. And when Keyshawn Nixon was a kick return specialist, he wasn't that good on defense. So there you go.
No, that's awesome. The Pointers fly to Forest Grove, Oregon this week to play Pacific University this Saturday, and it's the last game for the Pointers before WIAC play. So after this game, they'll get a week off. They'll come back away from Platteville. So in about a month from now, we will be once again hosting, so we'll have a broadcast brought to you by Pointer Studios and 90 FM, and they'll be playing the Whitewater Warhawks. So that'll be very interesting to see. Brett, what do you got cooking up with your UWSP team?
I got the UWSP women's volleyball team. They're playing pretty good this year. They're 7-4 overall. They're on a win streak of 3. They just played in the Maryland Schreiber Invitational up in Wheaton, Illinois. They won all 3 games down there. First, they beat Calvin University on Friday the 12th, 3-0 in sets. Then they played Concordia University Chicago on Saturday and won 3-0 in sets in that one. And then they also played on Saturday against Wheaton College from Illinois, 3-1 in sets. So they're playing very well so far to start the season. Along with the Pointers, they're starting their WIAC play now. On Friday, the 19th, they're going to be playing UW River Falls here at the Berg Gym. So
nice.
We'll be there, Jacob.
Yeah, we will. We'll be calling that game.
I think you're going to be there Saturday.
Yes, I'll be there Saturday.
I will be there Friday and Saturday, and you'll be there Saturday.
Yeah, the rest of Pointer Studios will be there.
And that will be the Pointers Invitational.
Yes. Ooh, we'll be excited for that one. Very exciting stuff. Congrats to all the victories that all the campus sports have been having. It's pretty early on in the fall season. Only a couple weeks into school, but still a lot of good stuff so far. All right, so that will finish off the 3-Point Tri-Campus Roundup. Thank you again, Point Brewery, for sponsoring this episode and this show. That'll take us into the NFL update. Oh my goodness, we have so much to recap. Obviously, it was a very eventful offseason, especially us being Green Bay Packers fans. So I'll just give a quick little recap of what's going on, then we'll get a little deeper into it. So we're 2-0. As of recording this, it's Monday, September 15th. And we'll still be 2-0 by the time this episode comes out. and the Packers are first in the NFC North. So yes, balance has finally been restored to the universe. But there's just about a week before the season began, we traded for Micah freaking Parsons. I mean, we talked about it on the show. I wanted Myles Garrett. We wanted some pass rusher. And after covering this team for a full year on this show, I mean, I was so excited for the season before the trade. But we were at the same Milwaukee Brewer game against the Diamondbacks when all these reports were coming out. And we're texting each other. We're texting our group chat like, is this going to happen? Do you want to give your kind of reaction of what originally went down when you got the news?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go all the way back to our last SportsPoint video. Yeah, we were talking about it because free agency was I think it was just starting, or like
it was around. So the last episode that I filmed, I documented, and then edited my experience at the NFL draft. That was technically the last episode of SportsPoint, but our last episode that we actually filmed on set in studio, I believe it was after free agency, around time of the draft.
It was the mock draft because I remember. Yes, we did the mock draft,
yes.
But even then, the Packers going into free agency, it was T. Higgins, it was Trey Hendrickson, it was Myles Garrett, it was T.J. Watt, it was some pass rusher, maybe wide receiver, Devontae Adams. We were throwing everything out there. And we're like, I mean, personally, I think I said on the show, I go, yeah, I think most realistically it's gonna be Devontae Adams, even though he went to the Chargers. But still, so
the Rams.
Oh, the Rams. Sorry.
Other LA team.
Other LA
same
team.
colors, same city.
I knew I was gonna mess that up. Anyways, but then going more towards the season started picking up a little bit. Yeah, it was just starting to ramping up with Micah, and Jerry Jones and Micah weren't really happy with each other. And I'm like, then you see the Packers fans start to make TikToks. They start to make
the
own
amount
things.
of edits. And
I reposted a video on TikTok before he got traded. POV, Micah Parsons is about to become a Green Bay Packer, like intending, this is exactly what I want. So yeah, we're at the Diamondbacks game against the Brewers, and here's a tweet from John Kuhn, Micah freaking Parsons, and Kay Adams goes, you guys. And we're like, okay, well, this is all happening. I'm with my buddies. I'm freaking out. Brewers are making a comeback at this point, and eventually it just kind of dimmed down. I was like, like usual. This is the normal. And then you see the tweets, and it's like, all right, it's going to be like normal Packers stuff, or you see a bunch of guys, and then bam. Jacob Spoerl, Mr. Phone Call over here. I'm on my couch watching the Brewers game once again.
Yep.
Brett, we got him. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. I'm hugging my dad. I'm calling all my buddies. I called my grandpa and grandma, saying, I was like, guys, we just made the biggest trade in my lifetime. Exactly.
Yes.
And not even close to where Damian Lillard was for that trade. But no, it was an awesome feeling, and he's been playing out of his mind.
Oh my gosh.
A sack and a half already. And he's only played like not even 50% of the snaps. He just started playing 50% of the snaps.
I know. There's so much excitement. But yeah, I mean,
rush.
I was going insane. I obviously broke the news to you and many of my friends. I kept posting stuff on my story, and one of my good friends from Florida, he texted me. He's like, so I think the Micah Parsons trade happened. I wouldn't know. You only posted like 20 times on your story. But it was just such an exciting moment because when that happened, there was like a flip in my sports fan brain where I was like, oh, my team is very deliberately and obviously trying to go for a championship. Like, we're trying to go for a Super Bowl.
And
like I said last year, I predicted the Packers to go to the Super Bowl. Obviously, that was before the Jordan Love injury, and then the team kind of fizzled out in those last few weeks. But this is a brand new team. It's very much a brand new team. It's a new year. And there's a lot of hype, and obviously a lot of games have to be played, but
and you got to think Packers last year going into the week after Thanksgiving, we were like 9-3, 10-4, around there. Like, we were a good football team. We were just in a very good division.
Yeah.
And now looking at the division now, the way that it's panning out in the first 2 weeks, I don't think I've ever division scouted so much early in the season than I ever have before.
There's times where we like stopped watching Red Zone yesterday. I was like, put on the Bears-Lions game.
Yes.
And I was like,
yes.
Yeah.
And
part of it was
the Lions looked good yesterday, and I think that proved my point that the Bears once again not going to be as good as people are going to say. I think that they have a chance. I was
proven wrong. I was definitely proven
Really?
wrong. I thought they were going to get around 10 wins.
I thought they were going to be better than the Vikings. I said that from the initial thought with anybody
Still a
I
chance.
knew. I think that J.J. McCarthy going in, I mean, nothing against him, but I just didn't think that he had it in him to take this team to where Sam Darnold did last year. And I also think that Sam Darnold is not going to be anywhere good to where he was last year with the Vikings. I think he's going to be exactly how Matt Flynn turned out in Seattle.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's obviously a lot of stuff we got to break down, but we're going to be doing episodes every week, so it's going to be a little bit more of condensed analysis. But it's more of a catch up, and so quickly we'll kind of talk about the Packers in these first 2 weeks. Aside from this whole summer, obviously we got rid of Jair Alexander. Like, so many things happened. Drafting Matthew Golden. I know, John Money. But you know what?
Just the Louisville part.
You know what? I got to say, Brian Gutekunst, I will not ever accept any sort of critique or criticisms because, I mean, even that looked like the right decision because Jair he's had injury issues with the Ravens, but also he kind of sold on that last drive on the Week 1 Sunday Night Football game against the Bills.
And now he's out this week.
Yeah,
he's not playing this week. And we were talking before this, Ed Policy, too. I think
Policy,
both
Russ Ball, the financial guy in the building, like, he's the one that really, I believe the actual contract details, like the nitty-gritty of Micah Parsons, it's so much more valuable than people realize and so much smarter because people look at it, $47 million a year. It's technically $42 million a year. It's a 5-year deal. It's team-friendly. The cap hit isn't as big as guys who are 5 years older than him, like T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett. I've also just been seeing the brain-dead takes of, Micah Parsons has I don't even think I don't even listen to these people.
It's because they didn't get the team.
It's because it's the cope. But like Micah Parsons is like not as good. Like the glaze is crazy.
He affects every play.
I don't know if you've watched these first 2 games. I've never seen a Packers defense probably this good in my life. I'm not even kidding. The defense is firing on every cylinder as possible. 8 sacks in 2 games. Mike has got a sack and a half. He's getting double teamed to oblivion. And what does that do? Allow Rashawn Gary, who's already had 2 sacks in the first 2 games. It took him like 9 weeks to do that last season. And one of those sacks was against Lane Johnson, who didn't even know that the play started. Like, our defense is going. I'm so excited.
And not even that, it's everybody on the defensive line.
Yes.
It's Colby Wooden. It's Devontae White. It's Devontae White. It's Lucas Van Ness.
Oh my gosh.
It's just everybody is getting an opportunity to really show what they can do on this team with Micah Parsons. He is getting he's getting double teamed, he's getting triple teamed. There was one play specifically against the Commanders where he went through that right tackle. Then the right guard came over and helped, and he shoved both of them out of the way and shoved the running back, Austin Eckler, and right to the ground. That is 3 grown football players that are trying to stop this man. This man wants to win a Super Bowl. He has the heart. He loves being here. And
he's just glad to play the sport, man.
Exactly. Yeah. And it really shows that this needed to happen for the Packers because I feel like it didn't only boost up Micah Parsons' morale, it boosted up this whole team. This whole team loves playing in Green Bay. And I think, I'm going to be honest now, I didn't say it before, I'm saying it now. I think with Jair Alexander and what he was saying and like what his demeanor was in that locker room really brought that team down with the injuries and everything, like the hidden injuries. And now it just seems like everybody's just kind of like ready to go fight. They're all fighting for each other. And I felt like it wasn't like that when the previous
for sure.
teams.
I was just listening to an interview about Josh Jacobs. I mean, I love him. He's a dog and he's a great leader, a great person, but he's also saying that he feels like this summer a lot of guys grew up. He believes that Jordan Love has really stepped into this leadership role. Speaking of Jordan Love, he's been dealing. He's already got almost 500 passing yards through 2 games. And even though, speaking of Josh Jacobs, the run game has been lacking a little bit, I'm not going to put too much on that. It's early in the year. Plus, I mean, Zach Tom and Aaron Banks have been hurt since like halfway through the first game. And that's like we have 64% of our starting offensive line, but no one's talking about how solid our offensive line depth has been with guys like Jordan Morgan, Kinnard, the guy we traded for from the Eagles, Anthony Belton, 2nd-round pick. I know he made a lot of mistakes in the preseason. He even had a penalty in this past game, but there's a reason why we're working him into the fold. I mean, there's one play where he tossed, I think it was Daron Payne, a very proven player in the NFL,
tackle,
and threw him. just tossed him. This is his first start. It was his
Exactly.
first game playing in the NFL.
And I think with this team is that it's not only the offensive linemen, it's the wide receivers, it's the running backs, it's the defense. Like
Yeah,
everybody,
everyone's-
it's back. It starts from it's everybody on that 53-man roster. And what Ed Policy and what Brian Gutekunst and what Matt LaFleur did to this roster is that every single player on that team is given a chance to play, and they are all performing.
Amen.
It's that I forgot his name, but it's that new linebacker that they signed from the Chargers. That
Neiman. Eric Neiman.
Special teams.
He's
What
made plays on special
oh my
teams.
Goodness, he's making tackles left,
Yes.
right, and center, and nobody's talking about him. And I don't even know his name.
Yeah.
That's when you know. And like you got to think about it. Like everybody is making plays, and sooner or later, it's exactly like how the I'm kind of using this how the wide receiver core is. It's there's like 6 guys on this wide receiver core that can make a play. Malik Heath made a great grab. Jaden Reed, yes, he's out now, but he made a great grab. And now you're starting to see it throughout the whole roster that every single player can make a play, and that's what I love about this team, and that's why I think people are starting to realize we actually have a pretty good chance of winning.
Yeah,
the Super
I mean,
Bowl.
James Jones said it best. This squad reminds him a lot of the 2010 Super Bowl winning team, and I know that's a pretty heavy statement, but there's parts of it where I agree. Like that team wasn't necessarily star-studded, even though looking back at it, there were some dogs. But everyone is playing for the same combined goal. It doesn't feel individualistic. It feels like a team. I know that's very basic, but when everyone's flying to the ball, when you play selfless, like that's what makes champions.
Yes, and you see it every play.
Yeah.
And the
Dang, I
announcers,
kind of like inspired myself. What
I
was
know.
that?
the announcers are talking about it too. You see the white helmets. You saw the yellow helmets. They're all there at the exact same time.
Yep.
Every single player knows exactly where that ball is going, and that's why this defense is elite. I'm sorry, but they are a top 3 defense in it.
Don't be sorry.
They may not even be
No
3 or 2.
denial in that.
I
They
think
are
they
a-
have a really good chance by week 7 to be the number 1 defense, and they are looking unstoppable without a full Micah Parsons.
Yeah, they're not.
That is crazy. Without a
Nate
fully,
Hobbs just made his
without,
first
yeah,
start.
without
That's
a full.
true.
I was just gonna say that without a full healthy Nate Hobbs, without a full healthy just everybody on that defense, and we're not even full on offense, Jacob.
know.
I'm sorry.
I know.
You gotta
So you mentioned the not full. I'm gonna quickly. We just got a little bit more, and then we're gonna move on to the next part. You said about not being full. We do have some injuries. Obviously, Jaden Reed unfortunately just broke his collarbone. It'll take about 4 to 6 weeks. I don't imagine he'll be back until early mid-November.
And one more thing, during that he'll come back the same time as Christian Watson. I just realized
Honestly,
that. I think Watson will be back sooner, but just
Watson
around that
said
time.
today in an interview. This is on Monday, the 15th. But he said in an interview at practice, like, if the NFC Championship game was tomorrow, I'm playing in it.
Yeah.
And I watched him in camp in late July. He's full sprinting. I watched him tear his ACL in early January.
I was at that game.
It's making
It looked bad, and I think what is happening with injuries now? Like even with Aiden Hutchinson, he tore his. What did he tear last year?
I mean, his leg literally exploded.
He broke his leg, and he was gonna come back in the Super Bowl.
I don't think he was going to, but I do agree.
But no, but just the fact that he's back now.
Yeah.
If you break your leg, you're one of the strongest bones, if not the
It
strongest.
was, and it wasn't a simple break. It was literally the leg went like that in the complete opposite direction.
It's just.
But really,
props to doctors.
Yes,
I'm gonna be honest.
absolutely.
Props to the doctors.
props to modern
what they're doing.
medicine.
You love to see it.
Modern medical staff. Zach Tom also suffering an oblique injury. Hopefully, him and Aaron Banks will return soon. Big offensive lineman, but we got depth. We have a tough end of schedule, weeks 13 through 18 are going to be really rough. So take those guys time to recover. And then the Packers play the Browns this Sunday. We're hoping to go 3-0 for the first time since 2020. I'm very excited. And just really quick, I'm predicting the Packers to win that game.
Yeah, me too.
This is a quick little prediction.
And the thing is with the 2020 squad is that we don't have Kevin King on our roster. So
Amen. We do
Amen.
not.
Yes, we do.
All right, so let's get to the rest of the NFL. I'm so happy football is back. It's been an insane first 2 weeks of NFL football. Also, college football has been pretty wild too. But let's do a lightning round of NFL. Do you want to kind of go from dot to dot?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I'll start first. Brandon Aubrey delivers a strike to send Dallas into overtime and then sends another strike to win after Russell Wilson balls out for New York, but then throws an overtime interception to the center fielder. Pretty much.
It was Russell Wilson just overthrew his guy, but he had 433 passing yards or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude,
You know what's
Dude
you know
put
what's
up almost half of
the
them.
three? I think it was the three quarterbacks in the most recent game who have had over 430 passing yards have all lost, and Russell Wilson adds to that statistic. All right, you want to? Excuse me. You want to talk about this next one?
For sure. Joe Burrow is officially out for at least 3 months due to a turf toe injury. Jake Browning had to come into that game yesterday. He threw, I want to say, 3 interceptions and 2 touchdown passes, but he still had like a lot of passing yards. He played good. The Bengals ended up winning that, and they're somehow at the top of the AFC North for now. But yeah,
that's crazy.
I don't know about this Bengals team. They're calling a lot of teams apparently, including the Packers. Malik Willis, and the Packers actually just worked out Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Former Brown. The week we're playing the Browns, I think that's funny.
There might be something going on, Jacob.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, the Vikings / J.J. McCarthy struggle offensively as injuries also plague both sides of the ball. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think the Vikings looked good at all last night, but there are some things. Christian Darrisaw, their star left tackle, is still recovering from his injury, and I've noticed that whoever their current left tackle is has not been it. I think also Ryan Kelly, the free agent acquisition at center, got hurt. Andrew Van Ginkel got hurt. Blake Cashman is on IR, I believe. And now J.J. McCarthy is supposedly not playing this week because of an ankle injury. So new backup Carson Wentz has to step into the fold. They're also playing the Bengals, so that's why I put these two dots back to back. So that'll be pretty interesting. We'll see how the Vikings do. You want to talk about this next one?
Yeah. The Chiefs start 0-2 for the first time since 2014. Their second loss came to a very good Philadelphia Eagles squad.
Yeah.
It was kind of an all right. It was
a
game.
mid-game.
It was nothing compared to that Super Bowl, which I'm kind of glad it wasn't a blowout because I think the Chiefs are still a good team. Obviously, they're going to be a playoff team.
Right.
But starting off 0-2 in that division, where the Broncos are on the up, the Chargers are on the up, the Raiders, I don't know about them yet. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
I don't think they probably won't make the playoffs, but they look decent. You talked about the Broncos, and while I do think they have a good squad, they kind of disappointed me yesterday, or did they? They lost to the Colts. It was a last-second field goal. They actually would have won, but because of a very rare leverage penalty, the Colts got to re-kick, and sure enough, the Colts won. And some specific statistic I'd like to point out, this is the Indianapolis Colts. They're 2 games with Danny Dimes, this is starting quarterback. The only team in the Super Bowl era, their first 2 games, have not punted once. That is insane. Indiana Jones, he's very real. Jonathan Taylor, I mean, I get they're not. I didn't think they'd be awful, but this is shot. I mean, to be fair, for anyone that forgets, last year the Saints started off the year 2-0, and they whooped the Panthers and they destroyed the Cowboys, and they were one of the first teams in NFL history, or one of the few to score like 45 plus points in the first 2 weeks. But they obviously ended up sucking by the end of the year. So we'll see if this Colts team can stand.
Exactly. And I was saying in our little group chat that I think that Danny Dimes is the Sam Darnold of this year. I think that he's on a 1-year contract.
Yeah.
He's got to prove himself. He's
Absolutely.
doing it. I'm a big Anthony Richardson fan, too.
I thought he'd be decent coming out of college.
I thought he was going to be the guy. I think he was going to be awesome, and he just hasn't panned out. I think he needs a change of scenery like Malik Willis. I think that would be really, really beneficial to him. But yeah, I think that the Colts are a pretty decent team. I think they're beating the narrative over that. Oh yeah, they started 2-0. They haven't punted. I think they'll be a playoff team. I think they look good enough. I think the Broncos are. If you could beat that Broncos squad, where they have a very good defense.
They're
top 5
something
defense.
I will say. I think the Broncos do have a good defense, but talking about the Packers, like I've seen even though it's only been 2 games, it's very early. But the Packers defense. It's how they play, very physical, all around, flying around the ball, but also every level, to me, is very, very elite. Where the Broncos have an insane pass rush. Their defensive line is insane. Their secondary looks insane. But their linebackers, I don't know if Dre Greenlaw, is playing, but they don't seem to be it right now, and it's only been 2 games, and the Broncos still are a good defense. But I don't know. We'll see.
I think, too, with the Packers is that they're a good defense when the announcers and nobody's really talking about Xavier McKinney.
That's true.
I haven't heard.
There was one play where
him.
Daniels had somewhat of a clean pocket the other night. He threw it to the far sideline, and whoever he was thrown to was strapped up by McKinney. I think he was thrown to Eckler. He like ran like a bubble and then just ran like a go or something, or a post. And then McKinney just went up and had a chance of intercepting it, but great coverage. And yeah, McKinney, best safety in the game, and he's not even being talked about. So
And
yeah, you're right.
The thing that with this defense, sorry, I know we're going back to the Packers, but like, I lost my train of thought. Anyways, it's okay. Move on.
It's all right. All right, move on. The last thing for the NFL segment. Duh, Bears. Oh my goodness. Yes.
It makes being a Packer fan even better when the Bears
Dude,
are doing exactly what they've been doing.
I loved everyone I worked with in Kenosha, but I worked for the Kingfish minor league team this summer. Shout out Elvis. But I worked there this summer, and I'm 5 minutes from the border of Illinois. So there's a lot of Chicago sports fans. I've been hearing it all summer. The Bears are going to dominate this, that. Ben Johnson can't even fix you. What do you do?
Is not elite.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been knowing that. Okay, but on a real note, the Bears have had a disastrous last 14 days. They lost in heartbreaking fashion. The Vikings came back against them. The Bears played very good football for 3 quarters and sold in the 4th quarter. And then this past weekend against the Lions, BTA, straight BTA. And here's the thing that I don't understand. Like with Ben Johnson, I feel I was intimidated because he was the top free agent coach candidate, and also he has a mentality about him where I just feel like he's aggressive, but he wants to win, and it's something that the Bears have been very unfamiliar with. But the fact of the matter is, like, they did a lot to that roster.
Especially the O-line. That was their big thing going in. You got Joe Thuney. You got Drew Dahlman.
Drew Dahlman.
Like, you got the biggest guys on the market that you could have gotten.
Now people are calling for Ryan Poles to be gone. And I liked when they extended him because I was like, I feel like he's not proven it to be a GM to be extended for 5
exactly.
years.
And you look at this run game, DeAndre Swift went 12 of 63.
I've been saying this forever. When they paid DeAndre Swift, I was like, bro, there's a reason why the Eagles moved on. I mean, obviously they got Saquon
There's
Barkley.
a reason the Lions moved on.
But
too.
like, guys, whoever the running back was for the Philadelphia Eagles, they were good. People forget Miles Sanders was a Pro Bowl running back when he was on the Eagles in that Super Bowl year in 2022. So just because he was solid on the Eagles does not mean he's this great back. And I don't think Swift is bad. He has moments where he can absolutely break out, and he's got good contact balance. But he didn't deserve that money when they paid him, and he's not an elite runner.
Well, even, yeah.
And I know, and I'm sorry, today the news came out, Jalen Johnson it came out that he'll be out indefinitely with a groin injury. But even without him, I still feel like this defense had a lot of potential, except for the pass rusher. Should have just traded for Micah Parsons.
Oh, well. Sorry, Mateo. I feel bad. I've been taking too many shots at Mateo.
Yeah, sorry, Mateo.
I apologize.
It was like, oh, my gosh. Like, the Bears still suck. But anyway, that's really it. Very excited for this next week. Glad we got to talk some football. But now we got to talk about some baseball, buddy. Start us off with the Brew Crew.
Brewers, obviously, they went on a lot of win streaks. They are officially the best team in baseball. They're
playoffs clinched.
They've been ranked number 1 for about, I want to say 4 weeks here, 5 weeks,
about
6
a month,
weeks, about a month, a long time.
It's been awesome.
They're kind of in their rough patch, and I'm glad they're getting it out of the way now.
Yes, absolutely.
If they keep on doing what they're doing, they're only 2 games up over the Phillies. They're going to get that first round bye. I feel like they're going to get that.
Is it the top 2 teams?
I believe it is the top 2.
Okay, good.
I think we're going to get that. But yeah, they got swept by the Rangers earlier in the week. Mm-hmm. Really never got the bats going. Jake Bauers hit the ball pretty good here and there, but just never really got going.
Was the Monasterio walk-off, was that against the Cards?
That was against the Cardinals.
That was awesome.
Here, I'm just going to pull up something really quick.
No problem. Yeah, the Brewers, oh my gosh, this summer has been electric. Obviously, the last time we were talking on the show, the Brewers started the season really poorly, and we did not have a lot of hope. But man, summer baseball became Brewer baseball. They absolutely lit it up.
It was fun. It was
even when guys were injured, even when Churio was out. Like, oh my gosh, Andrew Vaughn. Like when we picked up Andrew Vaughn also from Chicago.
Vaughn.
Oh man, this team's been so fun to watch.
But yeah, they I'm gonna give them some slack. They're getting hit by the injury bug. It's straight up. They're without Nick Mears. They're without Trevor McGill. They're without DL Hall. They're without Henderson. Looking at those injuries, now they just added Jose Quintana, who's probably gonna hit the IL. So now with your starting pitchers, I'm assuming Chad Patrick's gonna slide back in there, but Trevor McGill, he should be back in a couple days here. He's coming off of the IL. It would be done the 16th. Today is the 15th. So by the time this video, I'm assuming, comes out, he should be back. Shelby Miller hits the IL. He's out for the season, which is the only trade acquisition that we got. Nick Mears, once again, when this video comes out, he'll be back. DL Hall should be back before the playoffs start. Obviously, Garrett Mitchell is out, and then Logan Henderson will be ready by playoff time or by the playoffs. I don't know if he'll make the opening playoff roster, but we talked about this on Attack the Mac, the sports show on Wednesdays for 90 FM.
90 FM.
I don't know if Andrew Vaughn's going to make this playoff roster, just simply because the way that Jake Bowers has been hitting the ball. Rhys Hoskins is back, but I feel like I've changed kind of my concept and my opinions on this because looking at the...
Like you're still believing that Vaughn won't make the starting roster?
No. I'm thinking he will because I
agree.
I'm looking at the way that Pat Murphy is having these lineups. Here, I'm going to pull it up real quick. But you have guys like Rob Zadrzny, who's pitching amazing. Eric Feedy's pitching all right, coming in there. I don't know if he'll make the roster. Grant Anderson's just kind of iffy. Tobias Myers is iffy. Chad Patrick's iffy. I think going down the line, I want to say your pitchers, it's going to be the guys that you've had pretty much the whole year.
Yeah.
I'm going to go here. I'm going to pull it up real quick.
But
I think you're... Huh?
The rotation?
No, your rotations, it's a little bit different because of playoffs.
Right.
So obviously you have Freddie of Woodruff. I think your third has to be Quinn Priester.
Okay.
I think Quinn Priester has really proven himself. He's won the last 12 starts or decision when he's pitching. The Brewers have won pretty much.
Yeah.
Since he's or 18, excuse me.
Abner
I think your
Uribe
four
is
is
not the closer of this team. You're
What
saying?
was it?
Abner Uribe is not the closer of this team. You're saying?
No.
I said that for you. I
know. The fourth pitcher is gonna be Mizorowski.
Yeah.
I
totally agree.
If they need a fourth starter, I could even see if Jose Quintana, let's say Jose Quintana is healthy, but I don't think he's got a big enough injury where he won't be healthy.
Yeah.
I think Quintana gets, I'm going to take that back. I'm going to say Quintana gets ball number 4. I think it's the 4 because you could use Mizorowski in that 5th game if you really need it. But by then, Freddie Peralta should also be back. So I don't know how that's going to work on that 4th and 5th spot.
Okay.
But I've really stuck to this. I think Mizorowski needs to go to the bullpen, exactly what Corbin Burns did in that 2018 team. I think he'd be great if a Brewers starter can't go, and I'm talking about Jose Quintana. I'm talking about Quinn Priester. If they can't go to that 5th and 6th inning, Mizorowski needs to come in and be able to close those 2 innings and stop whoever's playing against us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's that for the Brewers. They won. They
got series against the Angels, and then the rest of it is against teams in the Central. So I think it's Cardinals one more time, Pirates, and then the Reds to close out the year, I believe. But about 12 more games of baseball left to be played before playoffs.
I don't think they're going to win 100 games. I think I said it before. I think 95 to 97 is where we're sitting now. That'd be good. I think that'd be good. For this Brewers team, you're expecting to win 80 games. They're projected 4th or 5th in the division. So let's give the Brewers some props.
Absolutely.
But yeah, do you want to talk about the rest of the MLB?
I mean, yeah. Well, you got to listen.
That's right. I have a list, but yeah.
Yeah. So the Mets bullpen. I haven't really been keeping up with it, but I mean, just hearing guys from Frank the Tank from Barstool, absolute disaster class going on for the Mets. A team I do not like at all. So
I don't like him either. Ryan Helsley especially. You trade for a closer from another team. Obviously, you already have an elite closer in Edwin Diaz. Mm-hmm. When you bring in another elite closer, I don't say Helsley's elite, but he's a consistent pitcher where you can get, your closes done by him. He's got over an 8 ERA and that's bad.
Yeah,
that's
bad.
Really, really bad.
Yikers.
Yeah, so not great from that
Not
bullpen.
good.
I don't think the Mets. I'm not scared of them. The only teams I'm scared about, obviously, are the Dodgers, Phillies,
yeah,
and maybe Padres if they make it. But yeah, Angels got eliminated.
from post, yeah, and you already mentioned it. Brewers and Phillies, only 2 teams to clinch. Is that in the National League, but also in Major League Baseball?
That's
in
only
baseball.
in the Major League, yes.
Giants calling up top prospect Bryce Eldridge.
Yeah. He's
Dang.
the number 13th ranked, so he would be – I don't know if he's going to be in as much as possible, but the Giants aren't as good this year. So
Yeah. Yep. One more close of the show, like to just wrap it off. Awesome introductory episode. Thank you, everyone who's watched so far. Final predictions. Are the Brewers breaking the curse and winning the World Series?
I think because of Bob Uecker and what he's done to this team. Excuse me already.
I know, the Point Brewery. Really.
Yes, the Point Brewery.
Got me burping.
But yeah, whatever. Excuse me. What Bob Uecker has done to this team already, I think they've got a really good shot. I think compared to the last few years, I think they got even a better shot than that 2018 team. I think they got more heart.
Yeah, I think they do.
Have a hope, and I think Yelich, he knows. He knows that he's here this year for the playoffs. That
Yelich is locked in.
it's
Frelick's locked in. Churio's locked in.
and I think he
Contreras.
needs to, and I think he needs to talk to Freddie Peralta. I think that him and Freddie, they need to have a little chat. Then you say, okay, we've been here the longest. This has been our team.
Yeah.
You've been the pitcher of you've been the guy for the pitchers, Freddie, and I've been the hitter for the guys.
for
You
the
need to have a
hitters,
little
yep.
chat with them and just have a one-on-one conversation. Say, we got to do it. This is for
Yeah.
Bob. This is for all the Brewers fans that have waited for how many years, waiting for a World Series appearance. I think they can do it, and I think they will. I think the Brewers are going to be facing, I don't know, the Yankees, maybe.
Really?
I don't know. It's tough. The AL
Honestly,
is tough this year.
I think Detroit has a shot.
I
I
don't know
like
Detroit.
Seattle a lot. We had a tough series against Seattle in late July, so I watched that game, and Cal Raleigh is fun to watch.
I'm going to go with the Blue Jays.
Toronto. I don't know. I thought that too, and are they still on the top of the AL?
They are the top AL team.
See, when we played them, there's just, even though we swept the Dodgers, I was like, that's awesome, but I still could very much see them in the World Series again.
But yeah, the Yankees are hot. They're hot.
The Yankees are hot right now. I don't.
The Mariners have won 9 straight. Okay.
I was gonna say,
like
I
the
think
Mariners
it's
too.
Seattle or the Yanks for the American League, and then for the National League, I believe it's between us and.
For National League,
Yeah.
it's
Phillies.
the top 3 teams. There's no way that
no one else.
The Cubs have a better record than the
Although
Dodgers.
if the Padres do make it, they could be nasty.
No, I think the Padres, yeah, they're a nasty team. I just don't see. I think the Padres have one of the best bullpens in the league. That's why I'm a really high bullpen guy. That's why. And I think the Dodgers have not been pitching very well from that bullpen side. The Phillies,
I agree.
And I think the Phillies are a complete team too. I think the Phillies are right there with us.
Yep.
But they're playing the Dodgers this weekend, and I'm hoping the Dodgers sweep the Phillies because that gives us a little bit more
lot more
breathing
leeway.
room.
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, looking at the teams that are really got a good chance of winning the World Series this year, it's all the division leaders.
Yep.
I don't think there's one wild card team besides the Yankees that can win the World Series.
Yeah.
And that's my take.
All right, NFL, Super Bowl.
Super Bowl
Very early
predictions
on.
already?
In September, but I'm making this statement. I'm standing on business on this. As long as Micah Parsons his health, he continues to stay healthy, and that Jordan Love is the starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, you will be seeing us in February. I know I said this last year, but I believe there was something a little bit off with the energy last season, especially with going into it. If the Packers stay hot, and if we're hot right now, I feel like we'll have some sort of a dip in October, November. If you see us striding and on a little win streak in the end of that gauntlet, like around the time when we play the Ravens and the Vikings again, heading into the postseason, we're winning the Super Bowl. That's my take. And it's going to be either against the Buffalo Bills. I did not think the Bills were making the Super Bowl. You know, no, scratch that. I still don't think that. I honestly, I do not believe the Buffalo Bills are winning the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be the Ravens or not the Chargers, the Broncos.
Flag it. We need, give me that. Flag
Oh,
the
first
play.
flag throw of the year. You don't think so?
The Broncos?
It's early. It may be a year too early.
I just don't see a second. I'm high on sophomore slumps, and Bo Nix is heading into sophomore year. You already saw a little bit of the. I understand Jaden Daniels is a little bit injured, but what we saw the first 2 weeks, Jaden Daniels just doesn't look like that guy. C.J. Stroud last year didn't look like that guy. I don't think Bo Nix has it in him, and I think they're too young of a roster. I understand
I agree.
I understand the Packers were like that a couple of years ago, but I just don't think they have the heart and mentality, and I still don't think they have a good enough running back.
I think the run game's a lot stronger with Dobbins and Harvey. I think the thing is, I believe if that defense can stay healthy, and maybe if Dre Greenlaw comes back, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if he plays. They have a shot. I don't think the Chiefs are making it back to the Super Bowl. And the reason I'm not 100% confident in the Ravens is just they're still, and they still show it. They have a top 3 defense in the league. They have MVP Lamar. They choke. I don't know what it is. They just it's the Harbaugh'ism. I don't know what it is, but I am confident that the Packers, like I said, having stride, I want us to see us beat, and I don't see North team in the playoffs, but our big test will be Week 10 against the Eagles. So we could be winning for a while. You're going to that game.
I'll be there.
Week 10 is the test.
The Week 10 is the test because I said it before in our group chat. I go, realistically, the Packers can be 8-0 going into that Philadelphia Eagles game because you look at that schedule. You have a bye week, obviously in Week 5. There is not a strong team in that schedule. I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
In in the first 10 games? Because I was gonna say
the first 10
the
games.
last 7 games.
The last 7 games are a little rough.
Yes,
but I think realistically, you look at this team. We're gonna see Jake Browning against the Bengals.
Okay. Or Malik Willis. We'll see. Nah, that hurts.
Oh, yeah. We'll see. I think the Cowboys game, we got that. I really want Micah Parsons to just get like 10 sacks. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Not realistic, but yeah, you never know at this point. But yeah, Browns, I think that's an easy win. Cardinals, easy win. Steelers, that one's going to hurt a little bit.
That one's going to hurt.
That one's going to just be...
I'm glad for Rodgers, but I actually want us to kick the crap out of him.
And watching that Steelers game against the Seahawks, I'm confident. Then the Panthers, just going to skip them. So that's all the games heading into that Eagles game. And even if we were to lose against the Eagles, we have the Giants after that. Then we have the Vikings after that. And then it's the Lions. So realistically, you look at this, we could be like 10-1. Like going into that Lions
but
game.
I've seen us the wins. I don't care.
Realistically, we could we could lose to the Eagles, the Lions, and the Ravens, and we would be 14 and 3.
Yeah.
We could be 14 and 3.
But you know what?
This schedule is so easy.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's the wins, the awards, it doesn't matter. This team needs to win a Super Bowl. Brewers World Series win, Packers Super Bowl win. Calling it now on September 15th. That is all. Thank you very much, Brett. Thank you, Liam in the Fishbowl. If Lexi, Point Studios GM, is still here, thank you guys all very much for helping and set up. From all of us here at SportsPoint, we'll see you next time.